Hello, I'm Phil Ernest, and this is Baden-Powell Peak. Baden-Powell Trailhead is a 1 hour and 30-minute drive from Los Angeles. Okay, so this is the parking lot for Baden-Powell. Nice sizable parking lot. They do have a little bit of an overflow over that way. Don't forget, this is a hike where you will be needing an adventure pass. Just stick it inside your front windshield there, and you're good to go. In the description below, I will give you information how to get an adventure pass as well as the GPS coordinates for this parking lot. They do have facilities, restrooms here. The hike today is 8 miles round trip with about 36 to 40 switchbacks on the hike. And here's where the trailhead is at. Again, the hike starts right here. Another neat thing about this trail is it is part of the Pacific Crest Trail, so you may encounter some of those hikers that are doing the PCT hike. So here's a sign you'll see right here. It says Mount Baden-Powell 3.7 miles, Pacific Crest Trail. Okay, so this is what the trail looks like the first 5 minutes into it. A lot of shade from these trees around here. So nice, easy trail to follow. Well manicured trail. Check this out. There's the parking lot down below. And it does have a bit of a incline right from the start to it. Okay, so this is 15 minutes into this hike. Check it out. Look at the mountains and the area around it. So for most of the part, like I said, this hike continues to be a lot of shade. Here's one of the few spots. There's the road I just came in on. But for the most part, a lot of shade on this hike. This is an excellent hike for training for altitude. If you want to do higher altitude hikes, more elevation for like Mount Baldy, San Gorgonio, San Jacinto, this hike is a great training hike for that. It is considered an altitude hike, but again, not as high and not as long as those other hikes. One word of caution about, like I said, 20 minutes into this hike, you'll see this little area that's just not part of the trail. Stay on the trail here. Just don't be confused and take the wrong route. Okay, so check this out. Less than 20 minutes into this hike, you'll come upon this little bench here. It's pretty cool. You can relax if you need to. Sometimes hiking at altitude, elevation, it does tend to affect others a little differently. So maybe you need that water break or change of gear or anything like that. And then after that, you continue right on up this trail. Since this is an altitude hike, if you have poles, I highly recommend bringing them because you're going to need them for, at least if nothing more, for the balance of it. If you remember early on, I said this is switchbacks. This is what a switchback is. When you go on the trail like here, you're going this way and then you turn around. So there's 40 of these. Another thing, since this is an altitude hike, drink water, bring plenty of water. Again, the old rule, a little bit of water every so often goes a lot better in your system than drinking a whole lot at just one time. So keep yourself hydrated. You don't want to hike too fast. All those tips to avoid altitude sickness. If you're finding this video informative, please give it a thumbs up. And also, see that logo on the lower right-hand corner of the screen? Please hit that to subscribe to the channel. Hiking out here is pretty cool to see these great big trees that have fallen over the years, and look at them on the side of the trail. Really neat. Look at this thing. Okay, so now we're 45 minutes into this hike, and you will see this sign right here. Don't be confused by it. You want to continue going up, not down. So if you see the sign, continue going that way. The busy time of the year for this trail is from Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend. That's when these trails are crowded and the weather is at its best. Make sure no matter when you come on this hike, bring a jacket because you will feel the breeze. It will get cool, especially at the top. Just a word. So this is the 3-mile marker right here, a little less than a mile to the top from so this. If you bring a dog on this hike, don't forget, bring water for them as well. Keep them hydrated and safe at all times. Pets are allowed on this hike. And look at this dog drinking up the water here. Depending on when you do this hike I'm doing is at the end of May. Look at, there's still some snow up here on the trail. So first sign of snow, most of it is melted. As you've seen, you haven't seen any of it. So this is where you want to be very careful going around the edge when you see snow like this. As you start to get closer to the summit, you'll see breathtaking views like this. After enjoying that breathtaking view, you turn the corner and there you see the summit, right there. So that is encouraging to know you're almost there. This is another really cool part of this hike just before you get to the top. But just before you get to the top, there's something I want to show you here. This really super old tree, about 1,500 years old, a woolly waldron, I think is what the name of it is. Let's take a look at this, one of the oldest trees in California. And here it is. The old tree. There's a little sign right here telling you you're on pace to get to the top and where you're headed. But look at this old tree I wanted to show you. Really neat. Check out this. Absolutely gorgeous. 1,500 years old. And just a few minutes from that old tree, you'll have reached the summit. So this is what the summit looks like. You'll see a big flag blowing in the wind that you will see shortly. But first, let's take a look at this beautiful view down below. Absolutely breathtaking. This is why you get up here and hike and enjoy sights like this. This is where people like to come and rest. There's the old flag up there blowing in the distance. And here is the official mark that they have for Baden-Powell right here. And there's a flag up there blowing. Let's go take a look at that. Check that out. Pretty nice, blowing in the wind. Hiking all this time to get up here to see the flag. It's got an excellent view down below. And there's the sign. So it's 9,406 feet elevation. This is, like I said before, great training for Mount Baldy, San Gorgonio, San Jacinto. Elevation gain for this hike, 2,800 feet. Plan to reach the summit in a little more than 2 hours. Take a look at how absolutely gorgeous this looks from down here, high atop the clouds, from Baden-Powell Peak. Absolutely outstanding. Look at that view with the clouds down below. As you enjoy the view below, if you would like to see my other videos on hiking, please click on the link now. Thank you so much for watching.